Dibre haYamim bet, chapter 29. Hiskiyahu began to reign when he was 25 years old, and he reigned 29 years in Yerushalayim. His mother's name was Abiyah, the daughter of Zechariah, and he did what was right in the eyes of Yah, according to all that his father Dawid did. In the first year of his reign, in the first new moon, he opened the doors of the house of Yah and repaired them. And he brought in the priests and the Levites and gathered them in the open place to the east. And he said to them, "Listen to me, O Levites. Now set yourselves apart. Set apart the house of Yah, Elohim of your fathers, and remove the uncleanness from that set apart place. For our fathers have trespassed and done evil in the eyes of Yah, our Elohim, and have forsaken him, and have turned their faces away from the dwelling place of Yah, and have given their backs. And they have shut the doors of the porch and put out lamps, and they have not burned incense or offered ascendant offerings in the set-apart place to the Elohim of Israel. Therefore the wrath of Yah fell upon Yehuda and Yerushalayim, and he has given them up for a trembling, for an astonishment, and for a hissing, as you see with your eyes. And see, because of this, our fathers have fallen by the sword, and our sons and our daughters and our wives are in captivity for this. Now it is in my heart to make a covenant with Yah, Elohim of Israel, so that the heat of his wrath turns away from us. My sons, do not be slack, for Yah has chosen you to stand before him, to serve him, and to be attendants for him, and burn incense." And the Levites rose up, Mahath, son of Amasai, and Yoel, son of Arzayahu, of the sons of the Kehathites, and of the sons of Merari, Kish, son of Abdi, and Azaryahu, son of Yehaleel, and of the Gershonites, Yoah, son of Zima, and Eden, son of Yoah, and of the sons of Elisaphan, Shimri, and Yeiel, and of the sons of Asaph, Zechariah, and Matanyahu, and of the sons of Heman, Yehiel, and Shimi, and of the sons of Yeduthan, Shemaiah, and Uzziel. And they gathered their brothers and set themselves apart, and went according to the command of the sovereign at the words of Yah, to cleanse the house of Yah. And the priests came into the inner part of the house of Yah to cleanse it, and brought out all the uncleanness they found in the hekel of Yah to the courtyard of the house of Yah. Then the Levites received it to take it outside to the Wadi Kidron. And they began to set it apart on the first day of the first new moon, and on the 8th day of the new moon. And they came to the porch of Yah. And they set apart the house of Yah in 8 days. And on the 16th day of the first new moon they had finished. Then they came into the sovereign Hiskiyahu and said, "We have cleansed all the house of Yah in the slaughter place of ascendant offerings, with all its utensils, and the table of the showbread with all its utensils. And all the utensils which sovereign Ahaz in his reign had pushed aside when he trespassed, we have prepared and set apart. And see, they are before the slaughter place of Yah." And sovereign Hiskiyahu rose up early and gathered the heads of the city and went up to the house of Yah. And they brought 7 bulls and 7 rams and 7 lambs and 7 male goats for a sin offering, for the rain, for the set-apart place, and for Yehuda. And he said to the priests, the sons of Aharon, to offer them on the slaughter place of Yah. And they slew the bulls, and the priests received the blood and sprinkled it on the slaughter place. And they slew the rams and sprinkled the blood on the slaughter place. And they slew the lambs and sprinkled the blood on the slaughter place. And they brought out the male goats of the sin offering before the sovereign and the assembly, and they laid their hands on them. And the priests slew them, and with their blood made a sin offering on the slaughter place, to make an atonement for all Israel. For the sovereign said that the ascendant offering and the sin offering is for all Israel. And he appointed the Levites in the house of Yah with cymbals, with harps and lyres, according to the command of Dawid, and of Gad the seer, of the sovereign, and of Nathan the prophet, for the command was by the hand of Yah, by the hand of his prophets. And the Levites stood with the instruments of Dawid, and the priests with the trumpets. And Hiskiyahu gave the order to offer the ascendant offering on the slaughter place. And when the ascendant offering began, the singing unto Yah began with the trumpets and with the instruments of David, sovereign of Israel. And all the assembly were bowing, and the singers singing, and the trumpeters blowing, all until the ascendant offering was completed. And at the completion of the offering, the sovereign and all who were present with him bowed and worshipped. And sovereign Hiskiyahu and the rulers ordered the Levites to sing praise to Yah with words of David and of Asaph the seer. And they sang praises with gladness, and they bowed their heads in worship. And Hiskiyahu responded and said, Now that you have ordained yourselves to Yah, come near and bring slaughterings and thank offerings into the house of Yah. And the assembly brought in slaughterings and thank offerings. And all those whose hearts were so moved brought ascendant offerings. And the number of the ascendant offerings which the assembly brought was 70 bulls, 100 rams, 200 lambs, all these for an ascendant offering to Yah. And the set-apart gifts was 600 bulls and 3,000 sheep. Only the priests were too few, and were unable to skin all the ascendant offerings. So their brothers, the Levites, helped them until the work was completed, until the other priests had set themselves apart. For the Levites were more upright of heart to set themselves apart than the priests. And there were also many ascendant offerings, with the fat of the peace offerings, and with the drink offerings for every ascendant offering. Thus the service of the house of Yah was reestablished. And Hiskiyahu and all the people rejoiced that Elohim had prepared the people, because the matter came about so suddenly.